Hi everyone, this is Amy. Welcome to my channel. I've done a few videos about off-ice training for figure skaters and roller skaters. Today, I want to speak to coaches about training their skaters off the ice. Of course, you can also watch this if you're a skater or a parent of a skater too. But for the most part, this video is speaking to coaches. There are some critical things that you need to know if you're a coach that is working in strength and conditioning. And if you're not already training your skaters off the ice, but you want to, please watch this video before you do that. Why should you listen to me? I'm a PSA ranked and rated figure skating coach. I'm also an ISI gold judge. More than that, I'm an ISSA certified elite trainer, which means that I am certified in personal training and nutrition, as well as an additional course. In my case, that's youth fitness. I'm working my way up to ISSA master trainer, which means that I need 3 additional certifications. I already have my strength and conditioning certification. I'm currently working on completing exercise recovery. When I finish with that, I plan to complete corrective exercise specialist. I also really want to take the glute specialist certification course. I feel it'll benefit my work with figure and artistic roller skaters. Glutes are a critical muscle group. Come to think of it, maybe I'll take that one next. Anyway, from my experience working on and off the ice, I know how much you can gain from becoming certified. Going through the education in these programs has helped me to work with my skaters off the ice. It has also made me a better coach on the ice because I can better coach skaters on which muscles to engage and the best techniques to do that. Look, I'm a coach. I know how protective we can be with our athletes. I totally get it. We want to ensure that anyone on our skaters training teams is the right person to work with our athletes. So many of us take this upon ourselves to train our skaters off the ice. I'm with you there. But here's the thing about off-ice training, or more appropriately, let's call it strength and conditioning. You're not going to want to hear this. I need to say it anyway. Being a figure skating coach or an artistic roller skating coach does not, in and of itself, qualify you or any coach to do strength and conditioning work. I know most of you are not going to like that I just put that out there. You should not be training anyone if you're not certified to do it. I totally get that there's no regulation for personal trainers or strength and conditioning coaches here in the US. In fact, alarmingly, yes, anyone, for better or worse, can call themselves a personal trainer in the United States. But just because you can do something doesn't mean that you should do that thing. Think about it. The person that cuts your hair needs a license to do it. So why shouldn't the person that is working with your muscles have a license? Several states have attempted to pass licensure and registration bills for personal trainers. So far, only one area of the country has come close. That's Washington, D.C., which adopted the Omnibus Health Regulation Amendment Act. It requires all local personal trainers to register with the mayor's office. Other states, including Florida and Massachusetts, continue to propose laws to license or regulate personal trainers. But in other countries, like in the United Kingdom, for example, personal trainers are required by law to be certified. Why is this certification so necessary? Think back to what I said about your hairstylist. They have a license to practice their craft. Would you pay an unlicensed hairstylist to cut your hair? Think about that for a second. Would you? Certifications offer credibility. Certification assures the public that a trainer or coach is qualified with the education and technical expertise to provide safe and effective exercise programs. It's not quite as simple as showing your athletes a workout that you learned from a coach you had or that you learned from another trainer. There's so much more that anyone training athletes, even people in general, needs to understand before they can work as a personal trainer. This requires the education that comes with getting a reputable certification. Before you can train your athletes, you really need an in-depth knowledge of the energy systems, as well as the body's muscle and skeletal structure. You also need to know how to assess muscle weaknesses and imbalances in order to build custom training programs that address those weaknesses in a way that will make the athlete stronger without pain or injury. You must also understand which exercises are most effective for each skating movement. If you're exchanging money for training, you owe it to your clients and yourself to be certified. Far too often, skaters work with a figure skating coach that is not certified in personal training. Sometimes skaters will work with a certified personal trainer that does not have expertise working with an athlete. Never mind figure skaters. In either of those scenarios, the training can actually do more harm than good. That's because in either situation, the trainer just simply lacks deep knowledge of how to improve the athlete's performance. There is another excellent reason to be certified: liability. Walter Thompson says that there have been some enormous judgments. In fact, he says, and I'm quoting him here, "I'm talking about tens of millions of dollars against personal trainers." That's a lot of money. So you really have to be insured for personal training and strength and conditioning work. Sure, you probably, hopefully, have figure skating coaching insurance through US Figure Skating or ISI. This may provide you with coverage for some limited training if you do the training work at your rink with the rink's express permission. Often your rink will require you to be certified and have first aid, CPR, and AED training. In fact, most credentialing organizations, or at least any of those respected ones, will require personal trainers to have first aid, CPR, and AED certifications before they can be certified. Some figure skating coaches do have this as well. Some of the rinks require it, others do not. It's not required by US Figure Skating or ISI. However, to be PSA rated, there are first aid certification requirements. You should just check your insurance policy and find out precisely what it covers. You also need to check with your rink if you're training your skaters there. Even if you're doing it in the lobby, a locker room, a party room, or anywhere outside or on the property, like the parking lot or lawn. Make sure you are permitted to do that without specific insurance. The last thing you want is for someone to get injured and the rink saying that you didn't have permission to be doing it. You also may not be insured if you provide a training program that the athlete is supposed to do on their own, or if you train your skaters by Zoom. But if you're certified in personal training, you can get specific insurance for your training work. The only way to get that insurance, though, is to be certified. Much like US Figure Skating and ISI, personal training credentialing organizations offer their members coverage that is often less expensive than if you were to try to get it on your own. Plus, many insurance companies will not provide insurance to personal trainers that are not certified. Insurance aside, why do you need to be certified? Coaches certified in personal training and or strength and conditioning are trained. You can provide your athletes with instruction using the most up-to-date science when it comes to technique, instruction, and program design. If you're acting as a personal trainer but are not certified, how do you know if your actions are safe and effective? Do you know for certain how to demonstrate proper form and technique when it comes to exercises that are not on the ice? If you can show your athlete how the exercises in strength and conditioning will transfer to their skating, you can better reinforce the application. Can you assess athletes, create custom programs, and address any muscle imbalances that may be holding them back? Are you considering the body's energy systems? Do you understand how heart rate, blood pressure, and other metabolic measurements play a role in planning for progress? What about modifications for injuries, or even how to potentially prevent injury through training? Back in 2001, Jennifer Reinson presented material at the ISU Medical Conference. In that presentation, she reported a Vancouver-based chiropractor, Dr. Wilbur Kelsick, conducted a survey to Canadian competitive figure skaters. 118 skaters responded to the survey and described a total of 314 injuries. Most injuries were sprains, bruises, and strains. Occasional ankle and tailbone fractures also occurred. The most common injury sites were the ankle, knee, lower back, tailbone, and hip. The lower extremities reported the highest rate of injury. Improper biomechanics and weak, unbalanced muscles played a significant role. Acute injuries were more common than overuse injuries. Fatigue appeared to contribute to the incident of injury as well. An increase in strength and endurance may help to reduce the chance of injury. You're honestly opening up a whole can of worms without the appropriate education. Suppose you don't want to get educated in personal training. You just don't have the time, or maybe you think it's too expensive. Okay, that's valid. except I do have some coupons and some special offers that you can use to save money on your certifications. I'm gonna get to that later. Suppose you're not certified and you don't plan to become certified. In that case, you really shouldn't be offering any off-ice training services. Rather, refer your skaters to a coach that is certified for any off-ice training so that your skaters are working with appropriately credentialed professionals that are insured. I work with athletes of other coaches all the time. These athletes are all over the world too. I even work with artistic roller skaters. That's another excellent reason to become certified. You're actually opening up the door to working with skaters of every level and teaming up with other coaches to help their athletes. Qualified professional strength and conditioning coaches, like me, work with athletes to provide training for injury prevention, mobility, and improve their skating performance. It helps to create longevity for the long-term athletic development of the whole athlete. Beyond that, my goal is always to help foster a positive, lifelong attitude towards health and wellness for a skater's athletic career and life after sport. Suppose you prefer not to refer your athletes to coaches that specialize in strength and conditioning. In that case, again, I urge you to get certified yourself. You may be surprised how much goes into strength and conditioning. Not to mention that to be a great coach, you must continuously upskill yourself and challenge your training. We all expect our skaters to do that. So lead by example and do the work. Challenge yourself to learn a new skill that you can bring into your coaching. And remember, you can also work with athletes beyond your own and potentially open an entirely new income stream for yourself. You can even become the in-house trainer for your rink or club. So when you get certified, make sure that your skating director and other coaches know you have that credential. You just might become the go-to professional in that area. If your rink or club has a bridge program or Aspire program, you may become the coach that leads all the off-ice training classes. I've gone through all the reasons you need to get certified. Now, how do you do it? I highly recommend ISSA for your certifications. Why? Well, for me, ISSA provided the best certification for my busy schedule. You can work at your own pace. The exams are all online, untimed, and open book. This is great for busy coaches who may experience scheduling challenges if a certification program requires you to schedule time to go to a testing center. It's also great for those of you like me that have test anxiety. You can also take an NCCA accredited exam in a testing center if you choose. That's optional. It's not required to become ISSA certified. The reason you'd want to do that is if you're looking to gain new employment with the facility that requires you to have an NCCA accredited certification. ISSA was the first personal training certification, and it's now in its 35th year. This is a globally recognized certification with trainers in 174 countries. I've also purchased courses from ACE and NASM. I found that ISSA courses were much easier to understand and complete. I like the way that they explain things. For those of you that are like me and want to learn as much as you can, there is the Master Trainer program. This includes 6 certification courses. It includes Certified Personal Trainer. This can be completed in as little as 4 weeks, although I think I did it quicker than that. For most people, it'll take about 12 weeks. And they provide you with a self-guided study track. You'll have up to 6 months from the date of purchase to complete your course. You can also always request an extension if you run into a situation where you need more time. In addition to the CPT course, includes the nutritionist course, which will help you master the art and science of properly fueling the body. Then you can choose 4 additional courses. I have some really exciting news that I just found out as I was finishing the editing on this video. I've been after ISSA for a long time to put together some packages customized for figure skating coaches. They just let me know that they did that. This is super exciting because you can now purchase figure skating specific course bundles using the link in the description down below. I've curated these myself. I selected the courses. They are perfect for figure skating coaches. The Master Trainer package includes Certified Personal Trainer, the CPT Bootcamp, the NCCPT CPT exam if you want to take that, the Nutritionist Program, the Nutritionist Bootcamp, Strength and Conditioning Coach, and the NCCPT Strength and Conditioning exam, Youth Fitness Specialist, Corrective Exercise Specialist, and Glute Specialist. They're giving you guys, because I asked them to, more than 70% off. You can get that bundle for $149 a month. If you want to start a little bit less, you can do the Figure Skating Elite Trainer. This includes the CPT, Nutritionist, Strength and Conditioning. That is $99 a month. That's more than 75% off, guys. And then if you just want to get your feet wet, there is Figure Skating Fitness Coach. That includes the CPT and Strength and Conditioning. That is $79 a month, and you're saving 60%. This is a really big deal, guys. I'm so excited, and I have a link to all this in the description down below. You can only get these courses through that link, so be sure to use the link in the description to purchase your figure skating specific ISSA course bundles right now. And I have a special promo code. Use coupon Coach Aimée 120 and you'll save $120 at checkout. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a like and remember to subscribe and ring the bell so that you never miss a video. And I've also done reviews of many of ISSA's courses. There's a link to that playlist right here. Over here's a video that YouTube thinks you might like. This is Aimée. Thank you for watching. I will see you real soon. Bye.